The honourable member for Thornhill.
Liberal NDP government is finally saying the quiet part out loud. They admitted that their carbon tax makes life more unaffordable and does nothing to help the environment. But only certain people get relief. Those who happen to live in places where Liberal polling numbers are the worst. Everyone else gets told that their vote doesn't matter and that they don't care. If the Liberals can take the carbon tax off for some Canadians, why can't they take it off for all Canadians?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I've said a number of times, this program applies across the country in every province and territory of this country. We have developed a solution with respect to home heating oil that will put more money back into the pockets of Canadians. It will continue to fight and reduce emissions. It will address both the climate issue and challenges with respect to affordability.
Yeah. Make it for everyone.
The minister can rely on his prepared talking points all he wants, but that wasn't quite how the Minister for Rural Economic Development spun it yesterday. She told Canadians that if they wanted to be exempted from Liberal carbon taxes, they had to, wait for it, vote Liberal. My neighbours in the GTA have a question then for the minister. They have 24 Liberal MPs in Toronto, 11 in Peel, 7 in York, 10 of them are cabinet ministers. If this is the largest concentration of Liberal ridings in Canada, then why are they still paying a carbon tax?
Melissa's good, man. She is good. I dropped some W's in the chat for her right now. Oh.
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, home heating oil is a challenge not just for Atlantic Canadians but for many in rural Canada. That has been the case for many years, but became more forceful as the price of home heating oil skyrocketed, went up 75% in 2022. What I would say is we've come up with a solution that actually will enable Canadians to do the right thing.
By discriminating.
Climate change will actually put more money in their pockets. It is a good solution for the climate. It is a good solution for the affordability of Canadians in Atlantic Canada and everywhere across this country.
The honourable member for Dufferin.
Has finally admitted the carbon tax makes heating your home more expensive, and he's pausing the carbon tax in Atlantic Canada. And we know why, because the Minister for Long Range Mountains said Atlantic MPs forced the Prime Minister to do it. So actually what the Prime Minister is saying after 8 years is that if you're a Liberal MP from Brampton, Toronto, Mississauga or Thunder Bay, your voice doesn't matter at all. You can't have any change. They are effectively useless. So will the Prime Minister stop playing politics with the carbon tax and just axe it?
Here.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, as a Member of Parliament from Ontario, I know that Ontario families get over $1,000 a year for fighting pollution, Mr. Speaker. I guess that Ontario MP wants to take that $1,000 right out of their pockets, Mr. Speaker. That's exactly what he's advocating for. Instead, our government is committed to making sure that we help Canadians not just fight pollution, not just fight climate change, but also deal with affordability. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Dufferin Caledon.
Now we've just been treated to the great carbon tax fable. First, it was revenue neutral. Second, you get more money than you pay into it. Third, it fights climate change. It does none of those things, Mr. Speaker. Right. What it does, and what the Prime Minister has admitted by pausing the carbon tax, is it makes it more expensive for everyone. The real tragedy is for MPs, is for Canadians outside of Atlantic Canada. Why? It's not being paused. And no, most people heat their homes in Ontario, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, BC, and Quebec, not with heating oil. It doesn't apply across the country. Will they stop playing politics, picking winners and looters, dividing Canadians, and axe the tax?
Colleagues, let I have minute.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to correct.
Let's go, Harry Potsmoker. What you got to say?
15 projections in emission growth in Canada. We're going that in 2030 we would be 80 million tons above our 2005 levels. We took that out of the atmosphere, Mr. Speaker, and we've reduced emissions by another 50 million tons. That's the equivalent of removing from our roads more than 20 million vehicles, Mr. Speaker. That's one of the things that we've done in the last 8 years. We've done so many more things to fight climate change. We have the best record of all G7 countries, something that never happened, not once, under the Conservative Party for 10 years, Mr. Speaker.
Before I give the floor to the Honourable
Oh,
Member,
come
just like to
on,
encourage all
dude.
members to
Be
wait
respectful.
your turn to speak until you're recognized by the chair. The Honourable Member for Charlesbourg-en-Saint-Charles. Mr. Speaker, last Thursday, the Prime Minister looked at the polls and panicked. And what did he do? He paused the carbon tax in Atlantic Canada. And yesterday, his Environment Minister said in an interview that he wasn't even prepared to help Canadians in his own province. And this is humiliating for Quebecers who also pay the carbon tax. Quebecers also have to eat and pay for gas. Will the Prime Minister announce the complete, not just temporary, withdrawal of the second carbon tax that applies to Quebec?
Even things out, man. Cancel it for everyone across Canada.
The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, I would ask my honourable colleague to go back and listen to the show on Radio Canada, and I'm happy he does listen to it because we do fund CBC and Radio Canada. But what I said was that
Oh, we know you do
measures
fund
that
them.
we've put in place in terms of dental care, daycares, and the fight against climate change are all measures that the Conservative Party of Canada is opposed. The Honourable Member for Charlesbourg-en-Saint-Charles. Like the tax, I didn't just listen to the show once, twice, but 3 times, and that's wrong. The minister even said that as long as he will be Minister of the Environment, he will not make any other modifications to the tax in Canada. He confirmed that there will be no changes as he's in place. So what is the Prime Minister going to do with that? But right now, the Bloc is supporting the carbon tax, and they say it doesn't apply to Quebec. And at the same time, they want to radically increase it. At the end of the day, what is this government doing?
The
Honourable Minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think if he listened to the show once, twice, or 3 times, he would have practiced his question once, twice, or 3 times. Yes, there is a carbon price in place across the country. And yes, we make sure that there will be a mechanism that will be fair for all Canadians, and we support Canadians in the fight
obviously it's
against
not
climate
fair.
change, and also in terms of affordability.
Thanks for watching the video to the very end. If you'd like to subscribe, I've made it very easy. You can do so by clicking right there. If you'd like to watch another House of Commons highlight clip, you can do so by clicking right there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my main channel, Mistersunshinebaby, where it's all Canadian political news, then you can do so by tapping up there. Subscribing is absolutely free. There's a button down below that says subscribe. If you'd like to join and become a member and financially contribute, you could do so as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.